Hey guys, it's me. I just wanted to give you a quick, hopefully quick, video breakdown of our championship match yesterday and just walk through that. So on Facebook, I've made some comments along the way. You can see my screen here. It shows that, well, first 10 points were pretty ugly. We had lots of shanks and hits in the net and missed serves, and we really put ourselves in a hole at 1.2 to 10. So that was pretty rough. Let's just dive right in. So at 9:46, I just want to kind of go through that video, and let me turn this off so that I get that done, so that it doesn't scream at us. 9:46, let's go take a peek at this. 9:43. Let's take a look. My note is that Landry has an awesome dig. So here is Landry. Let's see what she does. Here we see her. Bam. Boy, she goes out to the sideline. Let's take a quick look back at that. Watch her go out to the sideline, right? So she wants to play that ball out in front of her right hip. Remember, we turn, drop, and reach when we go to the sideline. Let's see if she does that again. It's pretty quick, and I can't slow it down. Unfortunately, I can't do that here. But here she goes. She turns to the hit, turn, drop, reach. Perfect execution, ball up, and we get to live another day. Now, let's go as well to our next link. This is at 10:19. This is where we get Emily calling for a back row attack. Here's Emily right here. We'll see her call for the back row attack, get it, and swing. Emily, we've got to talk about your swing. It's got to be more of a swing and less of a push, but let's take a look at it. Here's the pass. She's calling, arm up. Bam. Again, when we get a swing instead of that push, we'll get more power behind it and be just fine. 10:47, we're really getting our butts whooped here. We're 4-12. We've got 5 attack errors on 9 attempts, so we're really in trouble here. We've missed 2 out of the 3 serves that we've got at this point have resulted in errors, and our passing right now has 3 shanks according to the stats and 3 that were rated a 1, so we're passing pretty poorly here. We'll skip these guys right here. We'll go to 17:21. It's where Avery makes a great one-handed dig. This is the kind of dig that we've been talking about, how we play this ball when it's in zone 1 deep in that right corner. So here we see Avery. We'll just let this play through a little bit. We're going to see the attack that plays out. It's coming up right here. Plays that ball, she's going to her right and forward. Remember, we always want to be moving towards the net when we make that. We also see Emily make a dig, and I want to play that back a little bit from right about here. So Emily's way over here, right? Transitions off the net. And watch, boom. Big, huge steps getting that dig right here, and that's exactly how that's supposed to play out. 17:38, we get Julia for the kill. What's important about this shot from Julia, and I wish I could frame by frame this, but she steps in, right, and swings out, in, out for the kill. Remember, anytime the set is inside, we want to swing outside. So in, out, in, out. That's the way we want to get those kills. So then we get this run from Lauren, and holy Hannah Banana. She goes back here and serves a run of 11 points. She starts serving at 5-16, and she finishes that run. It's 14-16 with her final serve. That side out makes it 14-17. So a great run, nice pressure on that serving, super awesome. There's a comment I make about 1957. You can see was the other team jumps up to block. They go right in the net. I was right. They were not. Called for it. The ref didn't make that call, but that happens. Let's go here to 2045 and 2105. So I want to go to 2045 on the old timeline here. Again, it's really hard to hit these numbers exact. And what we're looking at here are two passes that are made. Avery makes both of these. And I know I preach a lot about left hip and freezing your finish and keeping your shoulders forward of your knees on serve receive passing. And I want you to see this first pass that Avery's going to make. She stands up, her upper body here ends up straight up and down. It's a motion that happens in the middle of her pass, and the pass is all janky, wonky, however you really want to describe it. So we can watch this first pass, and here we see, look at this, the way the pass happens, right? We've played it on our right hip, we jumped, we basically lots of challenges here. The very next serve is the exact same ball. So let's just skip ahead a little bit. By the time I get the mouse right, it might just play out. Let's just let it play out. And look, same exact pass. It's on the right hip, right? Which we wanted on the left, but it's still, both passes are exactly the same because she played them right hip, right hip. The difference is her shoulders are forward of her knee. She doesn't leave the ground. She moves through the pass, and watch the result of it. A perfect 3-ball pass. So just a great example of why I am so on you guys for that shoulder in front of knee and not leaving the ground when you pass. Maintaining that platform integrity is just so critically important. All right, let's let it play, and we're going to move through to that next side, which is 2230. We want to take a look at the dig that happens here, 2230. So we'll go to this marker point, and this dig is Julia right here making a great dig. Now I want you to see she's a little late on the dig because her feet are moving, but she really launches into the dig through the bottom of the ball, which is something else we talk about. Bam, one hand. So all of that one hand practice we do paying dividends, and then we come right back and see Lauren making the same play that Emily just made, leaving from the seam here, playing that ball through and getting that ball up for us, which is outstanding. We'll let it play for a little bit. 2308, we're going to get a nice launch dig again. I believe this launch dig is also Julia, who will come out of the setter spot here. And I'm just going to let it play through again. This is that same move that she made. We're almost there. Here she's back on defense, right? Here we go, defense. And although she had that little stutter step here, and I wish I could just back it up just a little bit. Let me see if I can get lucky here. And that little stutter step, 2308, I wish I could dial this up. So watch for this little stutter step that's about to happen. It's coming up right here. Boom, boom. Reset of those feet. Had that stutter step not happened, she'd have got there right on time, dug that ball up, and it probably stays on our side at that point. But still a great dig there. 2455, I marked that as well. Let me see if I can get us right there. This is, this is where I have Julia go tell the ref to come back and get the line judge on the line, because the very next ball lands right on, about the line, and we get a proper call on it. So that's kind of fun and exciting. I won't make us watch it because I'm trying to keep this video timeline down. Let's go to this 2540 comment, where we get Emily hopping on her pass. So 2540. So this pass, when we hop on a ball, we are putting energy into the ball. It's almost like we've swung our arms more because of the hop. putting more energy in. And what ends up happening is the ball just crests over the top of the net, and we eat it. Again, in a little while, these are balls that get blasted back towards your face by the other hitter. Right now, timing and things like that just make her, she puts the ball down on us, but not with any real power. So no orthodontist visit for Lydia. But boom, see the hop? And the ball goes over, and Landry's also thankful that she doesn't need to go see the orthodontist there. Set 2 starts, no big deal. The video does hop a little bit, so some of this is a little dicey after we get past this 31-minute mark. 32-19, let's go take a look at the dig that we get here. Again, this is going to come from Landry. The hit's going to come from the right side. We rotate nicely to face the hitter. We're square. That's all great. We'll just watch. Here's the, oh, this is that dig. I lied to you. She dove into there. She has, the other one is coming up. And I know I marked that as well. So ignore that. But this 32-21, this is this down ball. Let me go back here. 32-12. We'll start here. We'll see Landry again with this dig that she pulls up behind the block and picks this up perfectly. This down ball shouldn't go to 6. 6 is right here. She's not going to have to move to play this ball because we hit it right at her. We need this ball, so your index finger has to be reaching here into zone 1 behind the court, right? Watch, she doesn't really have to move at all, puts a perfect pass up, and gives them the ability to run an offense. Now she hits it in the net, so we win that point, but we could have done better with that down ball. 34-20, let's go take a look at this pass. So this pass coming up. Here we go. That's as close as I can really get to be able to see it. Nice pass, nice transition into that hit, which puts us right into zone 1. So it was a nice pass. We're in system, and Emily finishes that with a great zone 1 or Z1 attack. So that was fantastic. There was a foot transition thing, making sure, Lily actually does this the best, making sure we don't shuffle our feet multiple times to get to our approach position, but that we actually turn and run back versus the shuffle, 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 shuffle that we see here. So that's what I'm mentioning there. Lauren, you have a ball coming up. I'm just going to let it continue to play through because it happens at 35-19. I make the note, fight to play it on your left hip, and don't overrun your platform because it gets wonky. So you're going to come in too far, and then you end up exploding up like that instead of letting that ball come down and land on your left hip. That's just some judgment things that we need to work on, but love that. You played it on your left anyway, but we need to get that on our left hip, let that ball come down a little bit. We got to be the first one to 12 in this match, or this set, which was fine. 37-40, this one here. I'll let this play through. So you know my viewpoint on free ball versus attack. So this one has Emily serving, and we're almost there. And we're going to get the ball back over, and the dig is going to require a back row attack. And here's the dig, boom. Look at how high that was. This needed to be an attack. So if you look at that set, again, I'm going to try and get as close. Look at how high the set goes here. That needed to be an attack, not a underhand pass over the net. This one here, this happens around 38. So this one is Lauren's here, Emily here. We get a bad pass, but look what happens. The ball's way up here. This is going to be a back row attack, and it should be. One, Julia, we'd be better off for you to get your body all the way around this ball running faster instead of doing the underhand pass here. We'd rather get you all the way here with your left foot. It's a 10-foot line right here, so it's really just a couple of 3 steps and you should be able to get around that. Ball has enough height for that to happen, just need to be committed to do it. That would give us 3 hit options, 4 if you consider that Lydia is out here to run a 32 ball. And if you're setting, you could push that to her, but we'd have 4, 9, and the middle and the back row. Here we see Emily calling for the ball, but Lauren, you kind of get stuck here as spectator, and we really would prefer you to vacate the area to allow this middle to come through. Emily, you're going to have to communicate that, and we see what happens here where now, Lauren, you're kind of stuck. Emily can't get through here. You're going to reach back, and while we get an overhand attack, we don't get the best overhand attack, which would have been Emily here. So Julia as well, nice job. You did get square on the release of the ball. Just you're about a half a step behind getting square before the set begins versus the release. And this, again, just would have been a better, more effective hit. 2 things. 1, take it to zone 1, and 2, giving Emily the ability to be the one that hits that. I also want to point out one other thing. And Lauren, look at your feet as we go to defense. You're going to, so you transition right here. The set has happened. You'll see this foot's up in the air. We're going to still have this other foot up in the air when the impact happens. We really need to get our feet stopped on impact so that we are able to react to what's happening up here quicker. You almost get to this ball, and my guess is that if your feet were stopped on impact, you would have gotten to this ball because you would have just been able to move in one direction versus having to first stop and then move. So watch your feet. Here's the impact, right? Look, this foot is in the air. So if this foot's on the ground, you're going to be able to launch on this and go get that ball. Blocker, we really need to, work on closing that up, but is what it is. And that ball falls. And again, you almost get there, but I think you do get there if that footwork is stopped on the impact there. That was that note right there. Avery, finishing on your pass. So let's go to 38.54. So this is, when we talk about left hip, we talk about freezing finish. We've been talking about a little bit of hand movement that's going to the left and away from the ball instead of just pop and freeze, pop and freeze. And then we also see Emily overruns the impact point for the attack. So we really need to make sure that we are hitting that ball in front of our bodies. So here we see, again, Avery's going to do the pass part. Here's the serve. And we saw her elbow shoot out. This is going to be a back row attack as well. Again, Julia's running towards the ball. Love this. This is great. We have to do back row attack, and this is what I mean by we're overrunning that ball. We have to reach back to impact that ball. We want to reach forward to impact that ball. It would allow us to drive the ball better. We should also have been a little more inside. We overran the ball to the right and forward. We want to take that ball square where I should be able to draw a line from this shoulder to this hip and have that be straight. This shoulder is in a line with this hip, which means you're giving up some power, and the result is that we don't have the right power behind that shot. They dig that shot, and the play carries on. 39-18. I know it's a long video, sorry. So here's 39-18 coming up. This one, we're going to play the ball to the outside, and we were turning hips. Remember, turn, drop, reach. When we're going to the outside, we want to make our contact point outside our front hip. So we need to work on remembering that and getting that done. 39-49, this is, we have all three of our defenders are going to be moving on the contact from the offense piece. So we really, here's going to be the hit. And we have movement away from the contact in all cases there. We want to also make sure, I want to try and get that as best we can, 39-49. So let's let this run a little bit. And I just want to stop it just before she impacts the ball. So here is, let's take a look at our core defense, right? The set has happened. Lauren, you're moving outstanding. Just great. You're right in the right spot. You just moved from the 3x3 into the seam. Super happy about that. Avery, you've got to make sure you get your left foot to the 10-foot line. And this is fine right here. A block is coming over. She's just about to impact the ball. It's up in the sky somewhere here. But remember our defense. So right here, Emily has the right behind Julia, and Julia has the left front. So a ball that goes into this seam should see both of you crossing, which would prevent any ball from ever doing that, right? So here, Emily, your weight is here and it never launches here. Avery, you came close to getting back, but not quite there. Block timing needs to be better. And that ball should have been Emily's. I think you thought it was out based off the opening up, but oh well. All right, let's take a look at our next one. 39-51, that was that one. So 14-14, this is where I switched us, I call a timeout, and I switched us to rotational coverage. Olivia, 42-14, we're almost done, 42-14, let's go here. So here we are getting a free ball. Emily makes a nice pass, body position's pretty good. Again, I think your shoulder is a little bit behind your front knee. Played it on your right side, so it's not perfect, but it's going to be good enough. We are going to see, so what I love is we already see Olivia moving to the ball. I think this is the ball over here somewhere. And very, very close. Now, this is right foot, left foot. So your left foot just a little further away, but I know we've been shooting these sets a little too far, but your timing is great right here. I think you may have overrun linearly. Like if I draw a line from Julia's foot and took it straight out, I think you may have passed over that a little bit, but you still make a nice cutoff to the left, and that's great. 43-50. Just kind of skip. Okay. So this one, I want us to look at the defense here, or the other team, the opponent. Watch the flow of the ball. Watch the setter, right? We want to go ball setter, ball hitter, ball. So we want to see what the ball is going to do here. Pass is high and it's off the net. It's out of the setter pocket. It's going to move her backwards, right? We see that backwards move there. The ball's coming down. She's taking that ball straight up. Her hips are not square, which make an outside set difficult. The middle is out. So she really has two options here. One is a back row attack, which they did run multiple times on us. The other one is a right side attack, which is what this one will be. So that would be our indication. That's what we should be reading, in other words. So we could see that Julia could get a jump on the play and start to move back into defensive position here. There's the, right, we want ball, setter, told us what was happening. Now we got the ball, so now we want to look at the hitter and see what the hitter's going to tell us. She has something important to tell us. And it's right there. Her arm was up the entire time, like a Statue of Liberty. She was tipping. Look at this foot right here. Again, we're moving on the impact, or just before the impact, which makes us moving on the impact. We're going in the wrong way. You cannot move forward until this foot gets to the ground, right? And we see that we just missed playing that ball. So again, I want to just try to see if I can back that up just a hair. It looks like, so watch your feet, Talia, right? So here, foot's up, ball is coming in, moving backwards. So here, this foot is on the ground, set's made. Now you're going to move and readjust. And when you readjusted this way, so you went from your left to your right on the set, that caused you to have to wait for this foot to land to get going forward and just miss the ball. So again, that was an obvious tip. 46-39, the ball in, the ball out. We'll never know because Abby steps right in the line right there. So we won't know that. Again, many of us, I took this shot. Here is the impact of the ball, and we have, in this case, Lauren moving backwards. We have footwork movement on all of us. So let's go take a look at that video shot real quick. That happens at 47:10. 47:10. Almost there. So this was the final play of the match. Let's go to 47:07. So watch all of our defenders' footwork here, right? So here's the set. Look, we're all going to move. So when this set happens, we should just turn to this hitter. It should be boom, boom, 2 feet and down. So here we should be stopped. But we moved back, we moved, and that makes us unable, when we step back, to just be still and launch to the left and play the ball, and we just miss it. These are the differences between a just miss and a great dig, is making sure our feet are still at impact. Now, those are some things that we can learn from. I am super, super excited that we played as well as we did yesterday. I think seeing potential is awesome. So sorry this video is really long, but I think there was a ton there for us to take away from, and promise that the future videos won't be nearly as long as this one. All right, talk to you guys later.